This is the AI News Flash for July 31st, 9 a.m. UTC. First up, a regional court in Munich ruled today that the AI music generator Suno violated copyright law. The case was brought by GEMA, Germany's state-mandated music licensing agency. GEMA represents about 95,000 German composers, lyricists, and publishers, and more than 2 million rights holders worldwide. The court found that Suno had no right to process music by artists GEMA represents. Suno was ordered to disclose information on revenue it earned illicitly and to pay damages. The amount will be set later. The verdict can be appealed to a higher court, but under German law, a first-instance judgment is enforceable immediately, even while an appeal is pending. Suno is based in Massachusetts and was valued at $5.4 billion as of June in the United States. More than 1,800 artists are backing class actions against Suno and its rival Udio. This is Europe's first major court decision on training AI models with music. Second, Thinking Machines Lab, led by former OpenAI Chief Technology Officer Mira Murati, released a new open weights model called Inkling-Small. It has 276 billion total parameters, with only 12 billion active per token. It uses a sparse mixture of experts design that routes each token to 6 of 256 experts, plus 2 shared experts that run every time. It natively handles text, images, audio, and video with a context window of up to 1 million tokens. The larger Inkling model, released 2 weeks ago, has 975 billion total parameters with 41 billion active at roughly a quarter of that size. The new model matches or beats it on several benchmarks. It scored 83.4% versus 79.8% on the IFBench instruction following test, 80.2% on StweBench verified, and 64.7% on Terminal Bench 2.1. The license is Apache 2.0, and the full weights are published on Hugging Face. Fine-tuning is supported through the company's Tinker platform. The target use cases are cost and latency-sensitive work, such as synthetic data generation, automated grading, and coding. Third, South Korea announced a new sovereign wealth fund worth 20 trillion won, about $14 billion, to invest in AI and strategic industries. The Ministry of Economy and Finance published the plan on July 31st. The fund will be set up as a new account under the Korea Investment Corporation. 3 state-run lenders, the Korea Development Bank, the Export-Import Bank of Korea, and the Industrial Bank of Korea will contribute 16 trillion won, with about 4 trillion won more coming from shares the state received as payment of inheritance and gift taxes. The money will go into advanced and strategic sectors, including AI and data centers, chosen for large spillover effects. The fund will make long-term investments with no maturity, guided by 3 principles: profitability, stability, and public interest. The government wants the legislation passed by the National Assembly before the end of this year. With operations starting in 2027, Korean AI stocks have just been through a sharp sell-off and an equally sharp rebound, and the state is now moving to put public money behind compute infrastructure. Fourth, Intropy, an AI startup based in London, raised $11 million in seed funding. Felix Capital led the round with Quiet Capital and existing investors General Catalyst and First Minute Capital taking part. The company was founded in 2024 by Yikai Tae and Franziska Kirchner, a physicist trained at Oxford. Intropy builds what it calls an AI-native operating system for the spare parts industry. It automates decisions on inventory and pricing for distributors, manufacturers, and recyclers, replacing manual work, spreadsheets, and legacy software. The platform plugs directly into customers' enterprise resource planning systems and uses both structured numbers and unstructured documents, updating its decisions as market conditions change. The goal is to move companies from periodic reviews to real-time optimization. Intropy says it has already processed more than $10 billion of spare parts demand and will use the money for product development, hiring, and a New York office to enter the U.S. market. Fifth, Japanese chipmaker Kioxia reported that net profit for the April to June quarter rose more than 45-fold from a year earlier. Net profit came to 842.2 billion yen, or $5.3 billion, up from 18.3 billion yen. Operating profit reached 1.3 trillion yen, an increase of roughly 2,700%. The driver is AI agents, which demand ever more storage, lifting orders for the NAND flash memory. Kioxia specializes in Even so, the results missed analyst estimates in a Bloomberg survey. The stock has fallen more than 50% over the past month, although it is still up nearly 1,500% from a year ago. Kioxia also says it is planning a listing in the United States that would follow SK Hynix, which made its Wall Street debut this month after one of the largest stock sales on record as memory makers race to raise capital on the back of AI demand. That's all for this AI news flash.